Hello everyone, thank you for joining today's demo of Veza. Veza is a data security platform built on the power of authorization. After this demo, you will understand how Veza makes it easy to understand, manage and control who can and should take what action on what data. We will showcase how Veza can provide identity-centric security for GitHub. I would also like to invite you to visit Veza's YouTube channel where you will find more videos on our other integrations. During this demo, we will highlight Veza's powerful search visualization and insight capabilities. From there, we will focus on how organizations can leverage intelligent and automated user access reviews, and lastly, how organizations can operationalize Veza. Veza empowers security and DevOps teams to meet compliance requirements, minimize the attack surface, and confidently maintain code in GitHub. We have full integration with Veza for cross-service search alongside other cloud data and identity providers, visibility into the true impact of user, group, and role provisioning across enterprise identities, Okta, Azure AD, for example, and on repository level effective permissions within GitHub. Assessments, alerts, and insights to uncover and mitigate repository exposure and risky access patterns. Evidence for compliance and audits through a simplified access review process across all repositories. Now that we understand the key capabilities between Veza and GitHub, let's jump into the product demo. Reviewing the Veza dashboard, we see how Veza delivers a single pane of glass for authorization across all systems. From here, we can understand key metrics such as what users have delete privileges on my data, which identities can circumvent multi-factor authentication, or what the status is on my user access reviews. Moving away from the dashboard, we will start to explore the Veza search capabilities as it relates to GitHub. Here, a security professional has the ability to view all the GitHub repos in their environment. We can now show identities with read, write, or any permissions. As you can see, Veza is providing visibility across both GitHub, identity providers, in this case Okta, and cloud service providers, which is Google. We now have a clear picture of who has what access to the documentation repository. If required, we can now drill down on who has admin access. Veza also delivers an intelligence layer that highlights entities of interest such as violations. Violations can include things like GitHub users with no IDP and outside collaborators. The Veza Time Machine allows us to see what access looks like today and compare that to what access looked like at a previous time. Next, I'm going to dive into user access reviews and workflows. When initiating a new user access review campaign, we have the ability to route access reviews to managers or data owners. I can also set timelines and schedule future reviews. Each workflow provides rich context and breaks it down into plain language for a reviewer. The reviewer can therefore be confident when approving or rejecting access. Veza can also display the actual or concrete permissions if that information is required. When an individual access review, you also have the ability to configure email notifications and reminders. Specific notifications to managers, reminders with days before notification is due timelines, as well as escalations. For remediation, Veza integrates with orchestration tools like Jira, ServiceNow, Slack, and others. Moving over to insights, Veza provides out-of-the-box insights based on security best practices so we can quickly see top risks within the organization or focus on specific areas. You can also set up custom reports. Let's look at the GitHub reports. As you can see here, we have two reports set up. One to keep track of outside collaborators and GitHub local users with no IDP. We can now set up alerts based on these queries and trigger workflows to orchestrate events. In this case, I am monitoring GitHub local users without an IDP. If the query results have changed, I will trigger a Slack security alert. Last but not least, let's look at how we can operationalize the GitHub integration with queries that are important to your environment. Veza provides a query builder where you can build your own powerful queries. In this example, I'm going to create a query that will search repos that are not branch protected. You can also search for any attribute defined in the repo, which could be allow forking or if the repository is private or not. This shows the very granular data model that Veza platform provides. I can then monitor this query and be notified when the results change. To conclude today's demo, here's a recap of the different features that were highlighted. Thank you for joining, and please reach out to schedule a full product demo and review.